Okay, shallots in pots. These will get another water tonight when the sun's gone down. They're getting near the end now. Then I'll be separating them, harvesting them. Still fairly good. I keep them watered because at this stage they're still swelling. All that green goes back into the onion. And I want all the size I can with these if I can get it. These are my seed for next year. The smaller ones will go for pickles, but yeah, these will be me pickling onions over here. But definitely happy with the way these shallots are going. I'll have to rethink the compost, even though I put the what I call the crappy compost in. It seems to have done fairly well, actually. I'm quite impressed with how it's gone. Yeah, you get a few weeds, but when you get a willow tree that sends millions of seeds over the hedge, that's what you get. Those over there, look at them, virtually ready out for drying. They've drawed theirs back in. Look and see what the size of them are. They drawed their leaves back in. There's just a few more to do there now. These are big. These here. These would be my show ones. And those over there, because they sort of match fairly good. Some over there as well. The whites have done fairly good there. Yellows, even though I couldn't put my label of hate of the Norts there, it is yellow moon. Yeah, the smaller ones are yellow moons. You can see, just as an example, see how these are still growing. See the skins on there that they've opened up again. See them? Only shed the first, opened up the outer skin. So these are still growing. They've got to draw all that green back into that shallot. So it's very interesting. Right, Brussels sprouts are coming on fairly good. I'm going to try this method next year of, well, they call it companion crops, I think. I've never done it before. But unfortunately this morning I did see a little cabbage white here flying around. So I've been picking off his eggs most of the day. I found a little group. There's one there, look, I think. See that little yellow one there? Look. We'll rub him. Under the leaf, folks. I can't find any now because I picked them all off. That one egg. There's a snail here somewhere as well. Underneath that, there's one there. That one egg turns to hundreds in like about 2 days. So, just trying to find that snail. Could be the one I got last night, actually. So that's been Brussels sprouts. They'll look good. I just got to get over the cabbage white scenario, which should last about a month, I think, before they. And they're looking quite strong. Yeah, I give the few to me mate as well. I had some stragglers. He's happy with his, but they're not as far on as these. Yeah, I'm happy doing with what I'm doing here, folks, anyway. Yeah, best lot of shallots I've ever had in my life. I mean, even back in my show days in the 80s, I couldn't grow shallots, or I never tried to, but I got all these, my mate, I've stayed in contact with him all these years, like 30 years down the line. We I go up and see him most days, or I give him a ring every day, see if he's alright. And he gave me some Haid of the North seed. Back in the day, they wouldn't part with them. 30 years ago, they wouldn't part with them. Because, you know, see, it's a sort of challenge against people for the shows and stuff. It's very competitive, garden shows. I know what this is like, because I used to try to beat everybody, and you have your little secrets that you don't tell anybody, even your close friends. But I got tricked into using the wrong feed years ago, because the old guys used to say, oh yeah boy, put that on, that'll do. Well, I tried that, it didn't work as usual. Well, then I went into, I got a newspaper, gardening, yes, called Garden News, Garden News. Right, it's now the Kitchen Garden, I think. There's a guy called Medwin Williams, look him up. He does growing for showing. He's growing for showing and all that sort of stuff. Wow, turned me right around. Turned my stuff around. Year after, I took my stuff into the village halls, into the shows, and the old guys, I started beating them big time then, say. And they used to come up to me and said, hey boy, what do you put on your plants? And I used to say, yeah, I tell you what, he was right about that feed. That's brilliant stuff. And I never did tell them what I fed them, because they never told me. They wanted to keep me out of the prizes. Well, since I got in with Medwin Williams, or watched him and read up about what he said, he's still living. He lives in Anglesey. Brilliant showman. Shows all the big shows, like, you know. Yeah, I won hundreds of medals and stuff. It's all in the attic, all my wreaths and rosettes, shields. So it's nice that Pete has started all this to give me a kickstart back to it again. And it's nice to see that I haven't sort of lost it. Like, my love for growing vegetables is second to none. Plus showing them and stuff like that. It's nice to show other people what you got, and growing my own shallot seed. I never thought I'd do that. But growing them in pots in here, it's done me brilliant, because if I grew them in the garden, I don't know, there's something wrong with this soil. I don't know anyway, but I can manage them better in these pots. There's a stinging nettle there, if I can get over to get him. I mean, I ain't got half as many weeds coming up. I'll pinch your head of that one out. Coming out of between the pot, coming out of the garden now, because you just nip them off as they come up. Here we go. On a bit more of a health note, last Wednesday I got rushed into hospital. Massive nosebleed. My blood pressure was over 200, so just as well my nose did bleed, really. Someone triggered I would have had a stroke or a heart attack or something like that if it never bled. But I was in there all day. Still got to go for, well, they done me blood test, done me urine test, it was clear. So I've just got to learn to sort of de-stress and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel alright. I'm on these blood pressure pills now, and I've been out on my walks and stuff, obviously taking it easy. And it's funny how many people out there are on blood pressure tablets. I never thought. Apparently there's an epidemic of it, and I thought, well, what the hell's triggering it, like, you know. But I've got my garden. I love my garden. Got a few ideas for the future in gardening if I come into a bit of money, which is pretty doubtful, but you never know. I want to buy a small field, and grow flowers on it for selling, like a flower farm and stuff. I know a bit about that. So a few tunnels for my onions and kit like that. You know, giant cabbages, I don't know what they're going to come out like. It tasted nice, but I wanted them for size really, but they're not starting to heart up yet. But you've got to be very careful when you touch them because the blooming leaves snap off. I think that's going to be one of the problems. Onions, well, yeah, they've recovered well from whatever was going on with them. The skins are split in the proper way, the outside skin. Just need a bit of rain now. Heavy rain, not drizzle. Drizzle rain ain't no good for onions. You get all sorts of diseases. I have been spraying them, some of you may laugh, with a mild dose of diluted apple cider vinegar, and it seems to have worked big time. I'm not saying that it is the miracle. I've got some sheep's wool around there, which I only just dotted around there. I put sheep's wool around my cabbage, you know, when I started off months and months ago. I'm surprised they've got to that state, so the sheep's wool must be working. Yeah, I'll come down and water these later on again. Sun's been on most of the day. I know we got rain coming Saturday, I think, but yeah, they're doing all right actually. No seed heads yet. Can't see no splits or nothing. Mind you, that looks a bit. No, perhaps not. No seed heads yet. But it's always sad to hear people have seed heads in the early stages. No, he's all right. That's all right. So these are the Ailsie. From that bamboo downwards are the Kelsey. So that's it, folks. Just a tour for a minute. A couple of Globo ones which I'm going to try next year, but they wouldn't blimmin' germinate. I couldn't get them to germinate, and I left the tray in the greenhouse, and I noticed there was two struggling to get up. This was ages after I had the others in the pots. Yeah, these see, not all the shallots go well. That one will be all right, but they doesn't all go to plan. Hopefully I can get some eating out of that. These will come as pickles and stuff. Right, folks, there's my status. I'm looking forward to that. We'll finish off with the runner beans down here. They're growing well, gone mad. Flowers coming there. They're looking well. What they're called Aintree, same as the racecourse. So I'll be interested to see what sort of beans they are, because I want some for showing if I can. Yeah, so that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed that little tour. The flowers brought me down, really. The roses. And there's a cabbage white as we speak, a little bugger. So he can go off to the neighbour's garden, which he has. But you can bet your bottom dollar, as soon as I'm gone, well, I'll be down here every day picking the leaves off anyway, so there won't be no chance of him having the caterpillars here. A bit of a jungle there, but that's just my hedging. That's a hazelnut tree. So this is an area I've got to get into in the winter. Get in there, dig it right up, turn it over, because I think I can send a bit more garden back that way a bit. Yeah, the old carrots and parsnips looking good. So that's it, folks. I'll catch you all again.